dark horse candidate gathering support from unexpected places, including even rival candidates. Some even compare him to Ronald Reagan. Joining me now is former governor of Arkansas and 2008 Republican presidential candidate Mike Huckabee. Governor, thanks so much for being here.
My pleasure, Allison. Thanks.
You know, you and I were talking in the green room about how we talked. We had an interview a little more than a year ago.
Yeah.
And at that time, you hadn't decided whether or not you were running. And now, in a field of candidates with national name recognition, you somehow are basically second in Iowa. You're trailing Romney and you're neck and neck with Thompson. How did that happen?
People are beginning to focus on the message. They're looking for somebody who has some authenticity about his convictions. I think they see in me, at least I hope so, a hardworking, consistent conservative, somebody that has the same views now that I did before, and a record of executive experience actually managing a government. They're starting to say, you know, this guy really could be president, and that's exciting for me.
And you've even gotten a shout-out from some of your fellow candidates. Giuliani says that you're funny.
You know, I like Rudy, and I think we have a good relationship. Disagree on a few issues, but I fundamentally respect Rudy because he is who he is, and he doesn't try to change his message depending on the audience, and I think that's commendable for him.
I want to talk about Hillary Clinton. You, being from Arkansas, have known Bill and Hillary Clinton for a long time, and you say that you are the candidate who is best equipped to beat her. How so?
Well, first of all, I know her better than anyone else running for president, but maybe more importantly, people forget that I actually ran against the Clinton Democrat political machine in my state, and I won.
How so?
Well, I mean, you got to understand, Arkansas is an overwhelmingly Democrat state. I mean, my legislature was 90% Democrat when I was sworn in as governor. I was only the fourth Republican elected in 150 years there. So I always ran against a strong headwind. Bill and Hillary Clinton campaigned for my opponent every time I ever ran for office. So I understand, again, some of the ways in which they'll campaign, and you know, they're going to be very forceful and effective. I have a good relationship with both of them in terms of a cordial, but I also understand that this is going to be a very, very tough election. There will be some very sharp contrast on issues like taxes, the role of government, health care, education. And I believe I'll be in the best position to show those contrasts, particularly if people want to look at it in the context of where we have both lived and both have served and have a record.
You're considered by many to be the conservative alternative to people like Romney and Giuliani, who conservatives think may not be right-wing enough.